Will you start recording?
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Gautemis. Thank you very much for your invitation and the opportunity to make this brief presentation. I want to talk about my book, Practicing Comprehensive Family Medicine. And talking about this book is to talk about family medicine itself, also known as the GP specialty in several countries. But I don't want to talk about the very extended array of topics that interest or could interest family doctors, but to talk about nuclear family medicine, about the core of our specialty. Not yet. Okay. When I say slide, okay. A simple way to understand what this book is all about is trying to answer the question, what does comprehensive healthcare look like? What does comprehensive healthcare look like? Think about that. Have you a quick and short answer for that? That's what this book is all about. This book deals with comprehensiveness from its definition to its limitations and problems. Present using real clinical example, if we need a manageable set of tools. Slide, please. This year pieces give the idea of many things, many theoretical model ideas, competencies, etc., who works together to produce, to make an outcome. The outcome is comprehensive care. And the book uses many examples to try to explain how comprehensive care take place, how comprehensive care goes from a principle, an idea, an abstract idea, to the real life medical fact. And you can see inside the gear pieces, well, we have three in this case, many petite or little things that represent tools. Those are 9 tools that we have choose like essential and effective tools to achieve the comprehensiveness as a real element of our practice. But comprehensiveness presents a real challenge to the profession, to medical profession, and especially to family medicine, because our specialty is has a special complexity. That's why comprehensiveness in family medicine, that's a big field. It's really a challenge. But we think that that's what I have learned during my life as a family doctor and as a teacher in family medicine, is that with these 9 tools, if we understand and manage and incorporate these tools in our practice, or we can easily integrate them. They will work. They will work together. We will have a more integrated care, more comprehensive care. But you have at least 3. I would say 3 special tasks. One of these tasks I have called it biopsychosocial integration. And then we have the other task that those are promotion of behavior change and curative preventive integration. Let's start with the biopsychosocial integration. That's very necessary, and that's probably the most important, because medicine, modern medicine, especially as modern medicine is known in the Occidental and the Western world, has many achievements during the last 2 centuries, but it has the big problem, that she's the daughter of a biological science. She's the daughter of, especially the daughter of, and the granddaughter, I'd say, of pathology. Pathology is a science that had a big boom during the 18th, 19th, and also in the 20th century, that has given many achievements, many outcomes, very useful for our medicine. The medicine that we know right now, I think that almost in the whole world. But it has the problem that it's this grandmother and mother, the pathology, is a science oriented to go in depth into the biological basis of disease. The beginning just to the cellular cell basis of disease. And right now, far beyond, more in depth into even the molecular basis of the disease. That's a big thing, but that's a big limitation also, because while we have been going in depth into the pathological, biological basis of disease, we have lost the sight of the disease and the illness and the person and families. That means at the end, pretty precarious comprehension of what disease is all about, what illness is all about. Okay. We can see the next image. This is an example. This scam come from Dr. Ian McQueenick, a famous Canadian family doctor, who draw this scheme. When the patient come to us with a complaint, the doctor in the agenda of medical knowledge that is prevalent in the 20th century, that was in the 20th century, and even now, the doctor we go to the right side. Is the doctor, what McQueenie called the doctor's agenda. Is a traditional clinical search. We know that the history, physical examination, laboratory investigation, etc., used to come to the disease clinical diagnosis. These clinical diagnoses are always named or labeled under the categories of the clinical pathology. That's a biological science. The clinical pathology gave us also what we use every day, the International Classification of Disease. But that reflects only the biological agenda. Dr. McQueenie said that we should work together in the do, into the and parallèlement dans les deux branches. The patient, what he called the patient agenda. That means to understand the illness. Understand the illness is, according to Dr. McQueenie, different to understanding the biological aspects of the disease. That's a different thing, but are very interrelated. The patient agenda means to understand ailment, understanding of by the patient, ideas, expectations, feelings, fears, etc. That human beings, all of us human beings, have when we feel sick. That means, according to McQueenie, understanding the illness experience. Understanding illness experience and understanding clinical diagnosis of the disease, that would be a nice idea for integrate an understanding of what will happen with this person, with his family, and to have negotiated and better understood management plan. Okay, we can see the next. That's a part. And there are a tool, or the one second tool is the patient-centered clinical model. Patient-centered clinical model that together with our traditional clinical method, the very powerful traditional clinical method based on the pathology, gives us a better understanding of illness, non disease. But to get the comprehensiveness as a real fact in our practice has also the task of promote behavior change and to integrate preventive medicine to our daily practice. We can see the next image. Next slide, please. That the before that one. I want to show that the black circle means the ambits of healthcare. That's what usually we call levels of healthcare. I prefer to say ambits of healthcare. And this is our ambit of care. This is primary health care, the black circle. And these are for the secondary and tertiary healthcare ambits. But the other two circles means the gray one that relate to prevention. That means that the whole circle means or encompass the hypothetical workload of prevention that is needed for people, for families, for the patient. And the stripe circle, that means what we have to do in curative medicine. That means what we have to do with the disease itself. We can see that, according to me, at least the author of this image, is that the art circle encompasses the big areas of the two sides. The people on the secondary healthcare ambit just have the opportunity to work little with prevention, and the people in the tertiary care have an even narrower chance to work with prevention. But we, as family doctors or GP, have a great opportunity to work with prevention. Please, next. Donc, then the curative preventive integration is a big task also for getting the comprehensiveness in family medicine. Would you in my book, we can find 9 tools. These are the tools that work for biopsychosocial integration, and those one for promotion of behavior change, and those one for the integration of preventive medicine. But I think that these 9 tools are effective, essential, and I sometimes I am sur le point, c'est dit en français, and just about to say that enough for making the comprehensive reality. Okay, that's what I think. But in the book, you will find how are they based, its theoretical basis, and how to integrate all of them together, working simultaneously in an integrated and easy way for getting that. Some people could say, but there could be another tools, bien sûr, of course. But I think that other tools that has the similar objective potential could serve the same way to this purpose. Where I would like to invite you to read the book, to think about the ideas and try to correlate about your practice. I think that the book could be also useful for teaching both students and residents in family medicine. And I think that it could be also useful for discussion and thinking about our specialty. in this moment in the world, I think that the principles of our specialty are under menace because health systems have almost everywhere big problems, and governments and agencies are looking for ways to making services and in primary care, but probably with people who are not doctors, that would be okay, or people who are not who doesn't have a comprehensive idea of primary care. That's why I think that our specialty, one of the principles, or the main principle, main fundamental of our specialty, that is comprehensiveness and continuity of care, are under menace, because those solutions everywhere, I think that could be based on fragmented pieces of care. And that will be okay because people are in need for medical or for health services in general. But I think that we, the family doctor, we, the GPs, should work to protect the principle of our practice, to keep safe the principle of comprehensiveness and continuity. That's what my book is all about. You can find at the end of the book case, detailed case as an example of how to integrate prevention, curative care, how to integrate psychosocial issues with comprehension of biological basis of the disease, but in an easy way, in a smooth way. And I invite you to read it and to use it. Thank you, Dr. Osem, for giving me the opportunity to make this brief presentation.